Okay, so Miss Christie,
Yes.
we are here in Mr. Peña's home. He was gracious enough to invite us. It's a real treat porque I thought we were going to have to go to Roma to see Mr. Peña, and Mr. Peña is here in Dallas when we are here in Dallas. So it was a really good coincidence. And I had told Mr. Peña before that I wanted to talk to him, interview him about many subjects. I think I've mentioned to the audience about Mr. Peña before. And, I think Miss Christie had not met him. And, I'm always...
The pandemic last time.
Huh?
The pandemic last time.
Yeah, and well, basically, to make a long story short, Mr. Peña has always been a huge influence on my life ever since I was like 22 years old. And for you young people, it would be like my master Yoda, right, from Star Wars. He gives me a lot of advice that is very useful, and I think that kind of advice should be heard by not only myself but other people. So Mr. Peña agreed to the interview about many subjects that we could discuss. Let's see how many we can get through in this first interview. And I think we're probably going to have to go all the way to Roma, Texas to another part. So Mr. Peña, thank you for having us here. Yeah. And I think we usually with you, we always end up talking for hours, from politics to religion to spirituality to talking about our families.
And talk shop.
And everything. I mean, everything in between.
Education and teaching.
So, I guess one of the things about what's going on in the world right now, it's like, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are out there that are afraid because of what's going on with the pandemic. And, sometimes people need a lot of comfort. I know that in your past, you had told me that, you were going to be a Franciscan.
Yes.
Franciscan monk. So, you have, more knowledge about subjects about Catholicism and what have you.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you first question, and I think I asked you before, and I really enjoyed your answer, is what is our purpose here? Why are we here?
Well, yes, we had previously touched on that question, and I made reference to the Catechism of Trent, the Council of Trent, and then also I said what a less complicated answer would be to look up the Baltimore Catechism, which is the catechism that was put together by the Synod of Bishops that met at Baltimore at the turn of the century, and was used in schools, in all Catholic schools, to teach religion. And the Baltimore Catechism is a question and answer thing, and it says, why did God make us? And God made us to know, love, and serve Him. So our purpose here is to know, love, and serve God. Everything else is just, extra stuff, but that is the most important thing.
To know,
to love, and to serve God.
Okay. And, I remember that I had asked you, it sounds like a very dumb question. And I asked other people that, obviously whenever you have kids or whenever you're a teacher, sometimes you get questions that you're like, you really don't have an answer to them. And one of the things I had on my mind, and again, it's going to sound really dumb to the audience, but I was asking, okay, so if the dinosaurs existed, which we know because of fossils and what have you, I thought, man, what if one day I have one of my children ask me, oh, why did God create them? And, they're no longer here. What was their purpose? So I asked other people, and I couldn't get the definitive answer until I talked to Mr. Peña, and he gave me this answer, which is
Well, why were the dinosaurs here, or why did the dinosaurs exist? Well, first of all, we have to remember that we are finite creatures.
Yes.
We are not creators. Yes, we create stuff, but only at a certain level.
Yes.
And that's what sort of gives us a window to figuring out that we are not the creators, that there's somebody higher up, that created us. And only that creature, that infinite creature in his infinite knowledge, knows why these things happen, why he has put us in a certain period of time, why certain things, appear at certain points. And we have to remember, that for God, time is outside. I mean, God is outside of time and space and everything. And so, we're very limited. I mean, we construct things and we figure out viruses and we figure out diseases and we go to the moon and experiment and all this kind of stuff. But that's just a little probadita of, what we as creatures, who have been created, can do. So if we can do that, he who created us, is super being.
Yeah, and I remember when you told me that we are finite. One of the things my grandmother used to say is that some things we don't have permission to know.
Yes.
It's not in our comprehension or in our ability to comprehend that. So we don't have permission. And I connected it when you said that we are finite. We're here, we grow up, then eventually we die. So how could we imagine the laws of the universe or what have you? So yeah, that's that. I really enjoyed that answer, which I probably use whenever I get my kid or somebody else's kid ask me. It's like, why are dinosaurs?
But like I told you previously in other conversations, it's very important to have a reference, especially if you're a Christian and you are a Christian of the Catholic tradition, to know, that these things, have been discussed by the hierarchy, the religious leaders, and not only in our time, but the Council of Trent was made in the 1500s, or the Council of Trent Catechism, was put together right after the Council of Trent, after the Protestant Revolution or Reformation, and then we have the Catechism, the Baltimore Catechism, which, like I said previously, is simplified version, of answers, to questions. So it's good to have, references like that, and always, go and visit those references.
Okay.